Susanna.
I just would like to sit with you for a while.
We have to.
Sorry. Sorry.
No worries.
Okay.
We have to find other language for that, because this you sitting with me story sounds like there's you and me. Yeah. So.
Yeah. Yeah, but how? Yeah, because that's also, again, a hypnotizing thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's see if we can find language. I love to rest as the great intelligence making love to everything, everywhere, all the time.
Yeah.
Sounds much more juicy.
Yeah, there is something believed in that tries to resist to that. And that's really painful.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's just it's a habit of focus. It's not real.
Yeah.
And nobody does it. It's just a habit doing itself.
Yeah.
So how much love can there be here right now? Just where's the limit here? Beyond any ideas of me and you and right and wrong and good and bad, just
Yeah, there is such a habit to cling to this idea of the little one, of the little, this body, that this is me.
Yeah, funny habit, huh? And who would do that? Nobody in their right mind or even their left mind would do that.
I don't know if this with the mind. Yeah, who does it?
It's just a habit, yeah.
Yeah, and I notice here's the habit to get hooked on these questions and thinking that's the way to know who I am, but that's just the other way around.
Sorry, I touched something and everything disappears from it.
And there's always, what I noticed this morning, there's somehow believed in the idea it has to feel a certain way or be a certain way, then it is right.
Mm. You see that?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Is there any sense of boundaries?
Yes and no.
Yes and no.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, for the body there are boundaries, and for me not.
Mm. And even if we say with the body the boundaries, yeah, there's some sense of touch, but try and feel exactly where that is or how that is.
What do you mean by touch?
Like your bum is on the chair, right?
Yeah. Okay, I got it right.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah, that's something.
you know, it's like that we sometimes play with, where you close your eyes and you try and bring your two little fingers together.
Yeah.
You think you know where the little fingers are, but
Yeah.
you close your eyes and they.
Yeah. Yeah. It's.
It's not a precise science set.
No, and if I do that, if I really give myself into it, then it's just sensations without a reference point. Somehow. And it's a little bit scary.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's like the, a drop of water falls into the ocean, and you could say it merges with the ocean, but it was never separate from the ocean to begin with.
Yeah.
So, it's like people, when they have these near-death experiences, suddenly they sense that they're one with this light, and it's just like it's everywhere. And like that same thing, you know, it's just like there's a reference point that we used to,
Yeah.
in terms of that we, you know, like we learned from young already, you know, oh, that's you,
Yeah.
all that stuff. But how we've been exploring that slowly, steadily becoming less, less of a reference point. It still has some usefulness, but
Yeah.
it's like here's the universe breathing us, and you know, everything's flow.
Yeah.
Like resting like this is a flow. I don't know how could you describe this flow?
It's somehow calm, and it's somehow also exciting.
Yeah.
And I don't know what will come next, but everything is fine.
Everything is fine. Yeah. And you know, to me, it's like there's a quality of lovemaking. I could say like that. It's yes, it's another quality. You know, it's like what we've thought of as sex has been like just going for a release, not resting into this, and like. Yeah, but this is more like resting into the love flow with everything. You could say it like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's somehow everything is received just.
Everything is received. Yeah. Yeah.
And everything is. Yeah, just flowing through, but right in the moment, I can't imagine to do anything.
Yeah.
No,
Exactly.
it's like just.
Not running after anything, and not running after anything. It's receiving. It's just absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, from the perspective of me and you, then there's me trying to please you so that you'll stay with me, and you trying to please me so I'll stay with you. And yeah, there's just enjoying. There's just flow. It's not, it's like all of that falls away. Yeah, it's just.
Yeah. Doesn't matter if you stay or if you go.
It's irrelevant. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where could I go? You know, it's like.
No escape.
No escape. Yeah. 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 To me, it feels like, you know, this the opening up of a paradigm. There's absolute beauty that somehow we've always known, but just haven't had the invitation to be in it, explore in it, love in it, and be in it. I don't know how else to say, because it's not a doing, it's just a deep resting as being what we always have been. Yeah.
There's something for waiting for the end, because it's a paradigm. You just mentioned one.
Yeah, where's the beginning and where's the end? Yeah. It's like, yeah. It's not in time, it's just, yeah. You know, we've been programmed in this time story and yeah, a bunch of habits.
Yeah.
Just beautiful.
Thank you, Isaac.
Isaac?
Yeah. I didn't see who raised their hand. Oh, Afia. Hey.
Hey. It's been a while.
Yeah. The love that's here in the absence of you and me.
It's such a interesting thing, this love.
Yeah.
Yeah. I still have a sense it has something to do with you, that I can experience it like this. And I know it's not
So,
you doing anything, but
yeah. Yeah. So, you know, it's like, you know how they talk about Christ, but then they say it's not Christ, it's Christ consciousness. Yeah. So, I think, it's like there's just a thing, it's like there's a consciousness here that's flowing and that recognizes itself.
Yes, but it's
Yeah.
also your system relaxing so much into that it's so easy to,
Yeah, that consciousness can
yeah,
actually flow and be itself.
yeah,
Yeah, and then it invites with that same consciousness to meet itself. It's just, and that's the love flow. I mean, it's just that.
yeah.
Yeah. And in that, like I said, it's the absence of you and me that just knows itself and meets itself as the most divine lover. It's just, wow. Yeah. It's like love floating in nothingness or something.
It's so nice to feel like again and again to have this. It feels like love without a pull or without a wanting.
Without a wanting, without an agenda, without,
Yeah,
yeah,
so relaxing.
yeah. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, and it's so strange to know. I know this, and still, or yet, there are.
Look, we've grown up in a culture that believes in objectifying everything. That's been conditioned that way.
Yeah,
And has been conditioned like into this perspective of there's a me that loves a you,
mm,
which is false. It's not true. There is what's the me, what's the you? It just doesn't actually exist. It's just a story. All there is the love.
but
And
then
yeah.
why is it that with some, like with some two systems, there is so
Mm,
much fire or attraction
mm.
or whatever?
So right now, there's just this love flow.
Yeah,
And there's a resonance, just a flow and beauty, yeah. But it's not like trying to own each other or keep each other or any of that stuff. If that stuff came in right now, it would be, like it going in the direction of romance or something like that. It's like, oh wow, this is so beautiful. Let's get married, and we just try and keep this for ourselves, and
yeah.
immediately that stuffs it up.
Yes, and actually that
So,
intensifies it in a certain way. Yeah,
but immediately what it brings onto the screen then is ownership
yeah,
and the me and the you and yeah, trying to hold on and all that stuff. It's just like, whereas
yeah,
this is free. This is free. It doesn't need it doesn't need to do anything. It doesn't need to not do anything. It's absolutely free to respond
Yeah.
to itself in the moment. It's just, yeah. It's like, to me, it's like I can imagine like a whole community of beings vibrating at this frequency that, I mean, we have it in this moment via Zoom. We have just like this field that's being generated. That's, yeah.
And what feels so rare also to me is that it's free, but it's not. Um, I don't have to hold back like vulnerable
Anything.
places. It's
Yeah, exactly.
because they also feel mad. It's not
Yeah, yes, 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 yes.
only free and I don't care if you hurt.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. It's in tune. It's in tune
Yeah,
with itself. It's
yeah,
just
that's
absolutely,
beautiful. Yeah,
yeah,
and actually, when it's in tune with itself, it's also in tune with all
with
around it.
everything,
Yeah.
with everything. And it's just like we've grown up in this culture. It's like that's just another paradigm completely. It's another filter of what this moment is. It doesn't have the capacity to even recognize it. So it's it just doesn't. It's like it's just doesn't know what that this is actually there all the time. It just doesn't know how to tune to it. So it's busy with all kinds of stuff that has nothing to do with anything, and it's actually quite painful. Yeah.
The question comes up then, who do you make love with and who not?
I think your body would show you.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like in my I'd say energetically we are making love right now.
Mm.
Well, it's making love with itself, and maybe if we were in the same space, we would just lay there holding each other, or maybe arousal would happen. Who knows? We don't know. It's just like, but even if arousal happened, I don't think it would go into the habit of trying to please. It would just
Mm.
be,
Yeah,
you know, it would just be enjoying itself.
yeah.
So it's another, it's, yeah,
But the body knows. I like it. That yeah,
yeah, yeah,
it's really simple actually.
yeah. Once there's no need, there's no egoic trying to prove yourself or force something to happen, or, yeah, get another notch on your belt or any of that old stuff. It's just not, it's not the paradigm. It's just love meeting itself, and then, yeah, meeting itself exactly, yeah, into.
Mm.
It's like a meeting like this. I don't think it would give itself away cheaply or do anything that wasn't true to itself, because why
Why?
would it do that?
Yeah.
Yeah, why would it do that?
Yeah.
It just, yeah, it's not within its, yeah, so another possibility.
Thank you, Ivan.
Oh, so exquisite. Thank you. And thanks for your vulnerability in this exploration. It's just, wow, deep
Yeah,
and profound. Yeah.
I don't know what I'm, yeah, maybe a bit strange, but it felt right to say. Well, yeah.
Mm.
Thank you all.
Yeah, thank you, everybody. Eva.
Like the last period,
Sorry.
I noticed that the last, I just feel like I think a lot of energy is released.
Mhm.
Yeah, and sometimes I maybe so I wanted to name it. Maybe you feel it, but um, sometimes I don't really know. Like I'm learning. I think how to be with that or.
Yeah, yeah, all good.
I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah.
You know, I love in this depth of exploring, all the subtleties are going to show themselves. But without taking them personally, just seeing, wow, these are just old information we don't know where from. The tendency is to take it personally and to think it means something. But we can see it's just like, so, and what holds all those little subtleties is the love itself that's always here. Yeah. So it's not about getting somewhere or just, yeah. It's like valuing that whatever needs to be seen can get seen. It's welcome. It's so welcome.
Yeah, I think there's still we're used to trying to analyze what is going on or what it is that
Yeah,
makes it very uncomfortable.
yeah. It's not useful.
I registered a lot as like I feel a lot of energy, but it feels also like anger a little bit.
Yeah,
So
yeah, 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 yeah. And it's welcome. It's so welcome. You know, sometimes that anger is actually a sign of coming alive. Something that has been collapsed and not allowed is starting to come and find its place again. So it's
yeah.
all good.
Alleen only my fear is that I take it on other people, so because
Yeah,
it gets
that's the word.
um,
Yeah, that's the worst that can happen. And then if it does, you just, I mean, then it's like, I'm learning. That's all. I'm sorry. And sometimes it's, it's just part of the learning process.
yeah, because at the same time there's also really this not wanting to keep it in anymore, like really.
Yeah, exactly. It's you can't.
And that comes with this
Yeah,
anger of like I'm done with
yeah,
holding
yeah.
myself in, which of course it was self-imposed like mechanism.
It was a conditioning.
Yeah.
It was a conditioning. You would never do that to yourself. It was a conditioning, And so, you know, depending on what family you were brought up in, or what culture. Yeah, so just that's all.
So when other people from my idea then like of course it gets extra triggered that I feel like of course I already feel myself that I have to know, but then I don't want it anymore. And it feels if other people then kind of like impose this idea also, then oh I feel so angry. like like I'm almost exploding. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And then you see it and you leave it. And just
Yeah.
back to here. Just here. Nothing to understand, nothing to solve. Just letting our sweethearts enjoy the love flow here. And the anger. And the anger is only just another way of expressing love. I mean, it's not, it's just fierce love.
Yeah, I can see when I sit with you, it's like it feels so good because I can feel that, you know, like it becomes even a little bit funny. like
Yeah, for sure.
like all these I can see like yeah, it's so much less serious and it's actually really
Yeah,
nice to see
yeah, yeah,
that it helps so much to sit together like or
yeah,
with the system.
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, it's also it's so funny because of course like this or this system like has this like program of trying not to trigger or something, you know. But
Mhm.
yeah, like yeah. but, but actually it's like but there's like so much energy or like so a lot of energy and also
Energy,
like
exactly. Yeah,
I don't want to shut up anymore. I don't care if I
yeah.
care actually. So
It's learning to be authentic.
yeah,
How how awesome is that?
yeah, yeah, yeah. And I think the more confident or like more it becomes more natural that it's not.
Exactly. It's throwing away the begging bowl. Please just like me a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
Fuck that.
Mm. We call that the baking bowl.
Hmm? A
Bake,
begging bowl.
oh,
It's like,
baking bowl. Yeah. Yes, yes,
yeah, we've been begging. Just please like me, please love me. Don't leave me. What do I have to do or be so you'll?
yeah, exactly. It's like, but you don't. Yeah, yeah. You only see it when you only see it. Yeah,
Exactly. Otherwise, we're just in it and we call it a relationship.
yeah. Or anything. In this-
Thanks, Ava.
mm,
Yeah. Mm. Christina, did you raise your hand? Yeah. Okay. Hi.
Hi, can I just connect with you?
Yes. When I speak like I'm speaking, how does that uh, touch your knowing or resonate with your own knowing?
It does resonate.
Say again.
It does resonate a lot.
Okay.
Lately, I experience a lot of stuff coming up in front of that.
Yes.
And question rises, what is real all the time?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
What is real? And then somehow an answer comes like only that is real, and then fear comes. Fear comes with it, and
Yeah.
I'm just watching this come and go.
Yeah. So you describe beautifully, look, we've been brought up to believe in a me and a you and objectifying everything. This is my relationship. This is my family. This, all of that stuff. Yeah. And so that's the filter that we're used to looking through. And yet, there's just this that you can't describe. It's like at some point we just are on fire with that, or we are that. It's just like, it's just burning everything. And so, like part of it is, like all our hopes and dreams get burnt up in that too. In fact, the whole sense of self gets burnt up in that, but it's really not a doing. It's not something we can do. It's just like it reveals itself. It shows itself. It's like you're in love with it, and then it shows, and it'll show. Like, oh, we can talk about it as my attachments, but really it's not like that. It's just attachments that are there that are just based on old information, on conditioning and stuff like that. And so all of that will come up. And everything where there's been trying to hold on to something, ideas and all that stuff, they start to fall away. And it's, in a way, the only thing that can fall away is what's not real and what's been hurting. What's real cannot fall away. So we're here, and it's like, okay, there's this dissolution of all these ideas here that have been causing difficulty. And then what remains is just love. And it's not a romantic kind of love. It's just like a flow of the heart, I could say, like that. Or it's not. It's not even chasing the concept of enlightenment or anything. It just is. Yeah.
Sometimes I feel like there are moments when it's very, very quiet. The presence is very quiet, and there is no search for bliss, for feeling of bliss and ecstasy. But it comes with the bodily feeling, with activation of this poof, and there is like feeling comes with it in the body and with everything, and peace of mind is like mind and body and consciousness, all kind of, there is like all vibrations are feeling in different multidimensional levels. I'm experiencing it.
Yes, of course.
And some moments I feel like it's just like so strong I can't even talk, or it just like it's just like so much I can't even use my mind, like I can't even sometimes structure calls, like moments of
you could use it if you needed to, but it's not interesting. It's just like in those, it's you're just in this multi-dimensional, and then you got to boil it down to like it's just not, it's not interesting.
It happens like lately I've been experiencing this. Sometimes it's just like, and that's all I want. I just don't want to do anything else. It's just like, it's so good, you don't want to come down from that, and then of course that you do come down, but it feels so good.
Let's look at that. When we say comes down, what actually happens?
Attention goes that they need to be done.
That's all that happens. Attention shifts. Okay. So now that shift of attention is, you could say, tied to old conditioning. Like I have to do something. I have to be someone. So, it's like it moves into an old habit, you could say, like that, where it puts itself under pressure, which we call stress, or it goes into, a dynamic with like in an intimate partnership. It goes into some kind of dynamic where it's bouncing off each other in a funny kind of a way, and it goes, and it doesn't see that it's just a dynamic. It's not real. It's like nobody's doing anything actually. It just suddenly it's starting to look at somebody else as the cause of not being in that beauty, and then trying to get them to be different or something, which is, I mean, we've all fallen into that a million times.
And it's very subtle. It's very subtle. This oscillation is very subtle from
Exactly. Yeah.
Smoothly.
Yeah. Yeah. The
And
difference
then,
between samsara and nirvana. It's just a little shift of focus, not more.
yeah. But there is more recognition of that this free being get entangled with something, and there is more sense of that this entanglement happened. There's a recognition of entanglement with all that. So it kind of, when it remembers itself, there is like dropping of that happens too.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, there is more recognition of the true self than all these limitations. Yeah.
Beautiful. It's a natural, I would say it's a natural dance. It's just so, it picked us up and we're in love with it. So, yeah. Mm. In a way, it's so simple.
Oh, you're not looking at the bucket. Look, see. You're not looking. Look, see.
Lovely sound. Oh, beautiful. Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Liliana.
How are you?
Like you see and feel.
I just want to share that it's so beautiful to see all these beautiful people. It's almost hard to stand.
And it's and it's recognizing the fragrance of our deepest knowing, of it expressing as the heart.
It's this picture with the ocean, I always have the feeling, yeah, it's such a beautiful picture because it's all moving and the drops are meeting and are the same.
Yeah, like that. When a salt doll enters the ocean, it becomes the ocean. It never was not the ocean. It's just like this sense of boundaries and sense of being someone and all that stuff. What's it made of? It's just,
And
it's not separate from the ocean. It never has been.
it's just the shape, and you can be identified with the shape of the drop, but what sense does it make?
even go into that. Who is it that's identified? That
Yeah.
sense of being someone that's identified happens in the identification, which nobody does. It's like there's just this.
Yeah, the only thing is that the small self, the little I, sometimes is overwhelmed. But
Yeah. And even like, so that sense of overwhelm, what is that? Just taking a moment to explore it. What is that? It's like, awareness can't be overwhelmed. It has to be the container or some sense of a container that gets overwhelmed.
it's just a certain tension.
And yeah. It's like somehow an idea of being someone that gets overwhelmed because there is no one.
It's so much bigger.
Yeah.
It's vast somehow.
Yeah.
And these meetings is so beautiful to see it in so many beautiful people. Just wow.
Yeah. That recognition of, and also that, like, that participation, that co-generation and of a field that we're participating in and benefiting from. I mean, it's like it's like, it's hard to find the words for it, but it's that recognition of our nature that is meeting itself everywhere.
So thank you. And thank everyone.
Oh man, exquisite. You guys are just feeling the love bath. Just beauty. Yeah, thank you. Eva. Hey, Eva.
Hi.
What do you sense and feel when we rest like this?
It feels like embodied drinking of love.
So exquisite. Yeah. Yeah, living our deepest knowing, yeah? Yeah. Thank you. Judith.
Hi, Isaac.
Hi, Judith. I'll be back in a second. I just need to empty my bladder.
Mm. Hi.
So a metaphor, if we were doing the tango, do you know how to dance the tango?
No, but I have a feeling of the tango. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's belly to belly, pelvis to pelvis. It's like, you're in sync, you're right there. It's like, it doesn't move back to the observer. It's like so visceral. It's so,
Yeah.
so it's, yeah. And so, like, it might be a useful metaphor for you just that, because I know you love dancing, yeah? That movement of the body and just. Yeah.
So do you sense a kind of withdrawal?
Very subtle. It just moves. The attention just moves back just a little bit. It's not fully
here
embodied, yeah. And so it's no big deal. It's not something you're doing. It's just yeah. It's just like, and it's like, you know, when you're in the groove, like when you're playing music or you're dancing, and your body knows it. So it's not like a. Yeah, now it's coming again. I don't know if you can feel the difference. Yeah.
For me, there was the feeling of a paradox, like feeling connected and yet feeling somewhere subtle, not connected.
Yeah, beautiful description.
But it is a paradox of both, and that's. It's not like a sense of separation, and yet there is some sense of separation.
I
Difficult
totally
to
get
explain.
it. You don't have to, because I get it. I know what you're talking about. Feel it. So it's like, to the extent that your system, see it in a sense, it needs to feel safe to explore like this. It needs to feel like it's like. Yeah, it's coming forward again. I don't know if you can sense the difference. For me, it's and it's like just you're playing, you're learning. It's just like that. It's not a doing. It's just like, it's like, you know, that moment in a dance where you completely trust your partner, that they don't want anything from you, and you could say surrender, or your body can give itself over, and it knows your partner will just exactly know how to swing it and move it, and something like that.
Do you sense that this is a part of a young organization that doesn't feel safe, or somehow? What is it? What is it? What is the?
I don't know if I would even say that. I would. It's like
a habit.
again, this is just an impression, and so just see if it fits. You know, to me, like this, such a deep yearning, you could say, to give itself over, but to not make a mistake in it. And it belongs more to that than a young organization, something like that. It's just, yeah. So, yeah. If it feels like there's anything in this system that wants anything from you, it will not give itself over. But when it feels it's, you know, yeah. And it yearns for that, you know, it yearns for that. And so, yeah.
Yeah.
That's, yeah, something like that. My sense is that, you know, in the old paradigm, it's like looking for someone that really wants to be there with you. And so that's what it knows. But this is in the end of you and the end of that someone. Yeah. It's exploring us very sweetly at the moment, in my sense. I don't know how it feels to you, but
Yeah.
Subtleties within subtleties. Thanks, Judith.
Thank you, Isaac.
Ina.
Hello, Isaac.
Can you move the computer just a little bit so your face is more in the middle of the screen? Because right now, yeah, that's better for me. Oh no, yeah,
More like this?
yeah, more like that. That's wonderful. Yeah. Anything you want to speak in?
It's going much better than last time.
Oh, happy.
I'm not so easily going in near to overwhelm anymore.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, and
can you just move your camera again a bit, because otherwise, yeah, that's better. Your face gets covered up by the people on the side of my screen here. So now I see your full face. That's great.
yeah. And my brother got a mean bacteria from the infants, so he has to stay much longer. He gets a lot of antibiotics, but because it's the one who can go to your heart and eat your house.
Yeah.
So actually, I think that's good that he has to stay longer.
Yeah.
Because then he gets, I just let it go that it needs to be clean before he comes back. I thought he's used to it. I'm not used to it, but he is.
Yeah.
So I'm now also taking time to walk outside and to have fun with my mom. Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah, that's much better.
Yeah.
And we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
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 So I thought today I just love to be supported by you and the group because it helped me so much.
Pleased. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Big hugs.
Thank you.
Love.
Yeah. Thank you. And then I go now, huh?
Okay.
Thanks. Oh.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thank you. Yeah.
Bye.
Ciao.
Bye. Ciao.
Esther.
Hi, I see something is triggered here and then something is going in freeze. So, and that's a judgment on it. I noticed, but.
Is it softer now, and how's it now for you?
Yeah, it starts to move again. But that's
Okay.
no. I wish that my system would be in a different way.
Yeah.
Than to be gentle with how it's acts or work. I don't know how you call it.
Such a sweet wish, eh? And what's the price that gets paid for that wish?
What's the price of the?
Yeah, that gets paid for that wish. If that wish is believed, and if it's just a thought and it comes and goes, no problem. But if that's believed in it all, well, you pay a big price.
I don't see the price I pay.
Oh well, it'll reveal when it's time. You know, another way of saying it is there's the sensations of now which get interpreted.
Mm-hmm.
And then we don't like the interpretation, not realizing that the interpretation is a dream. It doesn't even exist. It's an interpretation. It's a filter. So I wish my system was different. It's a dream. First of all, there's a why, then there's a system, and then there's how it is. And I mean, geez. So it's quite a construction.
Yeah, I see. Well,
it's enough to stop. It's enough to, you know, to keep, to stay busy for lifetimes.
what I see it now is how it acts like that. So
Yeah.
I can't change it.
No, I just see it and enjoy it. What a funny movie that is. Like just here naked of every wish, of every want, of everything. Although they might come, but not.
Not in this lifetime.
There's another one right there. Yeah. Anyway, enjoy. Okay, sweetheart.
Thanks.
Sophie.
Hi, Isaac.
Hi, Sylvie. What do you notice?
What do I notice? Supernova clash. But there's some fear also. So, but it's beautiful. Yeah. What do you notice?
You describe it beautifully. Okay.
Thank you, Isaac.
You're very welcome. I'll just take a few moments to be with everybody. Thank you for showing up. Thank you, Ava, for hosting. Love.